complete fool of themselves to getting run out of the venue in disgrace, here are 14 times Karens got owned by comedians. The last one will leave you rolling on the floor.
Hello, your mum money, is she annoyed, is she?
Starting with Affion Crockett's show in 2021, where a self-appointed moral police stormed to the stage, claiming his adult jokes were too offensive for adults who literally paid to attend the adult comedy show.
Good. How? How am I insulting people by talking about sexual...
Crockett, already frustrated, immediately pointed out an obvious fact. It's a comedy show. And it wasn't his fault that she couldn't handle jokes about consensual adult relationships. But Crockett didn't stop there. He asked how talking about intimacy between consenting adults could be insulting. Then he went ahead to put her in her place, telling her she had no right to speak for the entire crowd.
So me being up here describing my life is insulting to you? Then how can you speak for the whole crowd and tell me that I'm insulting them? Who is anybody insulting?
Unfortunately for our self-righteous Karen, the crowd completely agreed with Crockett, screaming no when he asked if any of them were insulted by his jokes, as she claimed. The ashamed woman was escorted off the stage and out of the venue. An even more brutal Karen takedown happened at Chris Killian's show when he encountered a loud Karen who thought interrupting him mid-show to announce her birthday was a good idea.
A couple of days later, and he was all like...
But this grown woman, who believed her birthday made her the main character in everyone else's night, soon got what was coming for her, the comedian's attention, and it did not end well for her.
He said, fuck, how old are you?
You never asked a lady her age.
Killian had actually tried to play nice at first, asking how old she was turning, like any polite person might. But this Karen clearly hadn't had enough attention yet. After she rudely told the comedian never to ask a woman her age, he came for her without holding back.
Well, how much do you weigh then? Oh, fuck you, it's your birthday.
That must have been her cue to stop disrupting shows for her own narcissistic needs. The next Karen on our list would also learn the same. During her Stockholm show, Amy Schumer faced off with a Trump-defending Karen who completely lost her mind and started yelling when the comedian made political jokes.
But if you yell out again, because you're going to get thrown out, motherfucker.
But when the woman Karen completely ignored Schumer's clear warning and yelled again immediately, Schumer called for her ejection without any hesitation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, now it's time. Bye.
Finishing up, Schumer said sarcastically, "I already miss you," as Karen was dragged out by security. The crowd erupted in cheers, making it crystal clear who they supported in this battle. But that wasn't the end of Schumer's episodes with Karens. This time it was at an Atlanta show. Again, Schumer handled the situation perfectly by giving the intruder exactly what he wanted: attention.
Guys, these are jokes. I don't fuck kids, seriously.
Yes, you do. You fuck everyone.
It's me, you. I eat every lumberjack? What are you? You're my pussy? No, I have standards, you fat piece of shit.
And it wasn't only Amy dealing with entitled people. Next up is Matt Rife, who had an encounter with a hypocritical feminist Karen who came loaded with anti-male talking points and zero self-awareness.
Like for a
men's rights activist.
A men's rights activist. Oh, bitch, you should not have said that. Hold on, I gotta call my boy Andrew Tate. Hold on a second.
When this Karen decided to scream out her disdain for men during Matt Rife's show, she unknowingly signed her contract of doom, and Matt was about to collect with interest. Matt didn't hold back when it came to exposing her contradictions.
You go on an in-person date with him? You did? Did he pay for dinner?
He paid for drinks.
He paid for drinks. Did you get dinner? But he paid for the drinks?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Here was someone who claimed to hate men, but had no problem whatsoever letting them pay for her drinks. But, unlike other hecklers who knew when to quit, this one kept digging her own grave. She was accidentally proving Rife's point about her hypocrisy while somehow thinking she was winning the argument, and her complete lack of self-awareness was so shocking that it made Rife joke about wanting to end his own life.
Men die younger than women.
Do I know that men die younger than women? I mean, if this conversation goes on any longer, I'm gonna kill myself.
Rely on a whole group of people. Men only rely on like their wives, and there's just
When he finally had enough of her, Matt shut down her rambling and ordered her to sit down before things got worse.
You don't sit down right now? I swear to God. Oh my God. Because I know one bitch who ain't gonna live that long.
He'd had enough of Karen's hypocritical nonsense and wouldn't let her continue embarrassing herself and ruining everyone else's night out. And judging by the crowd's reaction, everyone else loved Matt's response. Matt Rife wasn't done proving that quick wit beats loud mouths, and he demonstrated this again when yet another attention-seeking Karen interrupted his show with completely unsolicited opinions.
Virgo men are the worst!
Alright, let's talk to somebody who spent Valentine's Day alone. Let's see.
She thought she was clever, but Rife immediately exposed the type of person who makes random outbursts at comedy shows. Lonely and attention-starved people. But this heckler, just like his previous one, was stubbornly persistent. She doubled down on her astrology nonsense, claiming both Virgo and Aquarius men were terrible human beings, and Rife immediately saw his opening for what would become the perfect comeback.
Oh, I thought you were annoying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought, that's my bad. Why do you think Virgo men are the worst though? You don't fuck with them? Look, I would fuck you. I haven't washed my hands since petting a dog. I don't want to do that to you.
But that wasn't all. When she gave him her name, thinking they were having some kind of friendly chat, Rife delivered a burn that left the entire audience gasping.
What's your name?
Amelia.
Amelia. Man, I wish you would disappear like Earhart. I really wish.
Again, just when everyone thought Matt was done, he showed her why you should never insult someone who roasts others for a living. This Karen went home that night with 2 vital lessons.
What are you in school for?
Business?
Business?
Yeah.
Like minding your own?
First, that interrupting Matt Rife's show doesn't get you the kind of attention you're craving. And second, that she definitely should have stayed home instead. This Karen realized she shouldn't have gotten drunk at a show after making a complete fool of herself. Drew Lynch was mid-set when a drunk, clueless woman named Caroline stood up for no other reason than to create confusion and turn herself into an unwanted center of attraction. Instead of getting annoyed by her disruptive behavior, Lynch used the situation to his advantage and entertained the crowd.
How are you, milady? Great, yeah, of course. Are you heading out? That's the most interesting answer to a question I've ever heard. I said, are you heading out? And she goes, I'm here. You have great spatial awareness, my lady. I love that about you. She knew exactly where she was. She wasn't over there. She wasn't anywhere. She was right here. I too read Dr. Seuss. Huge fan. No, I guess I just mean you're standing. Are you letting some gas go and then you're gonna fucking...
But it all started getting worse when another person in the crowd, named Dan, decided to white knight for Caroline, claiming Caroline was funnier than the actual comedian everyone paid to see. This time, Drew didn't hold back.
You don't mind repeating what it is that you said? I missed it. Oh, she might be funnier. Oh, that's true. It's possible. She does seem funny. But I am who was hired.
He also went after Caroline, who caused all the drama in the first place, pointing out that her behavior was embarrassing her kids.
Hey, Caroline, your kids are so embarrassed. Please sit down. Trust me, I think you're hilarious, and so does Dan. But the rest of the crowd is very upset, especially your family. I see their faces. They're like, you're not our mom. I don't know if you could be disowned the other way, but you're about to be.
Which was painfully true. A humbled Caroline ended up sitting down quietly for the rest of the show. Best believe she didn't embarrass herself at any other shows after that. This next Karen clearly never heard the saying that money can't buy you class, but it can buy you a front row seat to your own public humiliation.
I do think it helped stop the spread and make things normal, but boosters?
Well, Akash Singh ensured she didn't leave his show without that lesson. Not only did the lousy lady make snide remarks during Singh's set, but she also stubbornly flashed a middle finger to another audience member who cautioned her.
Shut up. Can you let me get to the fucking joke? What are we talking about? Don't make sense. Who's to make sense? You're this drunk at 7:30, and you think they got the problem? It's a weeknight, dog. You ain't got no job to have.
It was at this point that Singh schooled her. However, this stubborn woman decided to take things even further and escalated the situation beyond any reasonable point. And this time, Singh didn't hold back.
You probably do have more money than me. Anyway. Who knocked over a drink? I think I know the answer to that question. We could kick her out whenever y'all want. I really don't give a fuck. I'll pick up the tab.
Seeing that she had lost this battle spectacularly, the drunk Karen left the venue out of pure embarrassment, probably promising herself never to be such a public nuisance for the rest of her life. Everyone remotely familiar with Jimmy Carr's comedy style would know how low his tolerance for hecklers at his shows is. Still, this particular Karen learned this lesson the hard way. He had rudely kept shouting his lazy insult over Jimmy's voice and interrupting the show for no reason. But even as he pretended not to understand him, Jimmy put him in his place not so nicely.
Plastic face! What, sorry? Plastic face! I think he's saying plastic. Is he saying plastic? Are you saying plastic? Plastic face! Plastic face! It's just, we couldn't understand when you said plastic.
You would think these Karen hecklers would have learned to avoid Jimmy, but when you're a Karen, self-awareness isn't exactly your strong suit.
Maybe, are you just hungry? Has anyone got a Rubik's Cube?
At another show, another heckling Karen messed with Jimmy and got burned instantly.
Not. I look like I f***ed a pig. Do I still owe your mum money? Is she annoyed, is she?
And if that
The canon. Moving on, we have Sammy Obeid proved that sometimes the most effective way to handle a Karen is by giving them a taste of their medicine. During his Manchester show, a front row audience member made herself the star of the evening by constantly interrupting his set with unsolicited commentary. This woman had been giving Obeid looks and reactions throughout his routine.
So, I keep looking at you. I looked at you once for the Brown Parents part. I only did one Brown Parents reference.
Clearly uncomfortable with his jokes, but unable to keep her opinions to herself. When he made an innocent joke about brown parents, she challenged him, thinking she had caught him in some kind of racist act. But Obeid wasn't having it and immediately called out her hypocrisy.
I looked at you twice before and after I said brown parents. So I said, for the brown parents, and I looked back at you. And you look back at me as if you don't have brown parents. You liar, okay? Pull up a picture on your phone if you're a white parent.
However, instead of backing down like most hecklers do when confronted, this Karen doubled down on her disruptive behavior, continuing to interrupt and make the show about herself. That's when Obeid delivered the reality check she desperately needed.
I know, I have Indian parents too. You didn't know that. Yeah, why did you look at me when I said my parents? Now you know how it feels. But I learned a valuable lesson, okay? Don't look at people during jokes. That's the lesson that I have now learned. I'm not gonna be looking at anyone.
When she broke down crying, OB delivered the final blow instead of letting her play the victim.
Piece of advice. Okay. Yeah, let me give you a piece of advice.
Please don't.
People in this room are very not happy with what's going on right now. And you didn't know that until they clapped. But I knew that because I'm from the future. I already foresee an instance where this just keeps going back and forth, and every time I'm trying to do a joke, you say something, and you're very supportive. Obviously, you're a fan, and you believe. I want you to stay, and I want you to feel what you're feeling, go through it, and realize that when you come to a live show, people here paid for tickets to watch me talk.
Seriously.
And I did not ask you for all that feedback that you gave me. So you interrupted, and you actually caused a disturbance for the people who paid to watch. And now you're making it about you. Think about that for a moment. And then politely stop and let me finish. Okay? There's people suffering more.
So Karen left the show crying, and the audience cheered Obeid for finally calling her out. Troy Bond wasn't left out of the drama, especially when a German woman decided to become his critic mid-show. But even as she repeated her obnoxious critique, Bond laughed at her childishness and then showed the cultural sensitivity warrior that she picked the wrong comedian to lecture.
What did you say? You think that's supposed to hurt my feelings? Saying I'm not funny? Okay, if I could see you, all right, let me see. Okay, the person from Germany doesn't like the Nazi jokes.
While German Karen thought she was successfully canceling Bond, he delivered the perfect comeback about Germans being historically known for being patient.
Historically known for being patient. They don't got no comedy clubs in Germany. What's the material gonna be like at a German comedy club? Knock, knock, who's there? Doesn't matter, opens the door, now!
Making the crowd explode with laughter. She kept it down after that. Like Troy, Isaac Butterfield taught another Karen named Kim that he wasn't to be messed with. Kim must have thought she would get away with making rude remarks at the comedian, but she found out she wasn't immune to the humiliation she was trying to dish out. This persistent troublemaker sarcastically commented, "It's been a while," when Butterfield mentioned his year-long break from performing.
It has been 1 year to the day since I did my last show. Shut your mouth, woman.
However, her moment of victory was short-lived. Butterfield recognized this Kim from his previous show and immediately told the crowd about her last episode, where she embarrassed herself and everyone hated her.
And I remember we had quite a weird interaction. You made an absolute yourself. Everyone in the room hated you. You left, we thought you perished, we celebrated, and yet your return has come. Kim, what are you doing, babe?
And while Isaac recounted Kim's previous humiliation, he added some extra personal attacks.
I'm in your neck of the woods. You don't have a neck, Kim. What? I am a nice man. I always put my neck out for people. What? Seriously? I remember you had a bit of an alcohol problem. Is that still an issue for you, Kim?
This time, Karen thought she could get revenge, but only got wounded twice by the same comedian. Cody Woods' audience paid to listen to his incredible jokes, but what they didn't expect was an extra dose of free entertainment courtesy of a rude Karen who left her manners at home. This drunk woman had been texting and talking throughout his show, disturbing everyone around her while acting like she owned the place.
It's so much more fun than you. It's insane.
Take her home.
Take her home. No one's gonna take you home. That's the problem. All your manners are missing, so will the wedding be.
Every attempt to caution her failed, and she didn't back down even when Woods called her out. And then it got ugly. Just when everyone thought she would have some shame and give up, she persisted, but so did Woods.
So, you sound the worst. Ready to fuck this for 30 years? Been there, done that. Fuck. People just trying to forget that we have a pandemic for an hour and a half. We only got some Karen. Calm down, guys. You're not Karen? What's your name? Maybe you have like the shirt of a Gigi. It's very working the corner. Gigi, come here. Look for a chicken twister around the corner. You know what I'm saying? But what's her heckle? Chicken's good. All right, that's done. How you guys doing over here? Good. A little Christian.
Just like that, Woods left this Karen wishing she had stayed home with her cats. Finally, we'll talk about perhaps the most dramatic of all Karen episodes, starring a woman who went ballistic at a local comedy show taking place at her neighbor's.
My door's closed. Keep the noise down. This is not a public venue. This is a fucking neighborhood.
Oh my
Fuck
goodness.
you, whoever's smiling.
But screaming wasn't enough for this psychotic Karen. She took it further by seizing the microphone and even slapped a man who tried to stop her.
I got a video. Oh my god.
Although the comedian didn't show any aggression or hostility, he handled the situation like a pro and demonstrated what real maturity looks like. Eventually, she had no choice but to leave in disgrace, with the crowd booing her.
Go to hell.
Yeah, she's a comic. It's cool. Oh god.
So next time you're at a comedy show, remember these Karens and do yourself a favor. Sit down and let the professionals do their job. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content.